Hey everybody, we are in Unit 6 of All Things Algebra. This is the geometry version. 6.1 is about ratios and proportions, so it's getting you set up for what we call similar figures, similar triangles where you have one triangle that's been dilated, either enlarged or reduced in size on a scale, and you try to find something that's missing. Now, the angles on similar figures will be the same, but it's the sides that are proportional to each other. So we're going to get into what is a proportion. All right, so first off, what is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two numbers. Comparison of two numbers. Ways to represent a ratio. All right, so usually it is a fraction. Say like you have A over B. Some people will put A with a little colon here, B. That's A to B. Some people actually will write it A to B. Ratios can be simplified. I'm assuming that's what that means. Ratios can be, well, I don't know. I would put simplified. I'm not really sure what they're looking for here. You definitely want to simplify it, though. Ooh, I haven't written in a while. All right, let's see what this is. So examples. A music store has 40 trumpets, 39 clarinets, 24 violins, 51 flutes, and 16 trombones in stock. Write each ratio in simplest form. Okay, so this saying simplest form, I'm hoping that's what it was looking for here. Ratios can be simplified. Trumpets, 2 violins. Now, whatever they say first is your A and will go on top of the fraction. So trumpets is what they say first. I'm going to put 40 on top. 2 violins, whatever they say second is your B. That's what's going to go on bottom. And so violins is 24. Now these are both even numbers, 40 and 24. They're both even, so I know they can be simplified. So calculator or non-calculator, I can divide them both by 2. Because I know they're even. So that would give me 20 over 12, which is, again, they're both still even, so I can divide that in half. So that'd be 10 over 6, which is still even, so I can divide that in half. Anyway, when you simplify, you want to break it down to the smallest possible. So 40 on top, 24 on the bottom. That's going to be 5 over 3. Or 5, 2, 3, however you want to write it. You're going to always see me simplify it down to a fraction. Flutes, 2 clarinets. All right. So flutes is what they say first. That is what is going to be our A. That's what's going to go on top. So 51. 2 clarinets. Clarinets is what they say second. That's going to be our B. And that's what's going to go on the bottom. So 39. And again, you want to simplify if possible. 51 over 39. Looks like it's going to be 17 over 13. 17 over 13. Trombones to trumpets. Well, what did they say first? Okay, that's what's going to go on top. 16. What do they say second? Okay, that's going to go on the bottom. So trumpets, that's what's going on the bottom. And again, you're going to want to simplify if at all possible. Looks like it's going to be 2/5. 2 over 5. All right, next up. Now, this right here is actually how we do statistics. The study of how things happen, how often they happen. Violins to total. We do a lot with the word total in statistics. Violins, though, is what they say first. That's going to be your what number? The top number, 24. But when they talk about a total, they mean the sum of all instruments. So what you're going to have to do here is add the trumpets, clarinets, violins, flutes, and trombones all together to get the total number, which goes where? On the bottom. So we're going to add 40 for trumpets, 39 for clarinets, 24 for violins, 51 for the flutes, 16 for the trombones. So the bottom number is going to be 170. Total will always go on the bottom in statistics. All right, so 24 over 170, that's going to be a simplified 12 over 85. Okay, different way your teacher may write a fraction. Just kind of be aware. Or they may prefer to use the colon or the word to. You're going to see me always write as a fraction because I also teach statistics. It's actually an intro to statistics class, but yeah, everything is going to be in fraction form for me. All right, getting into extended ratios. Blank of, okay, I guess, again, it's still a comparison of two quantities is what a ratio is. I guess they just wanted to remind us. I don't know. Comparison of two quantities. Extended ratios are written as, what do they want here? Well, I'm not really sure how this person who created this curriculum intended this to be. Extended ratios are written as, I write them as x's. Is how I do it. I'm not sure what they were wanting, but I write them as kind of constants with variables. So let me show you what I mean by that. Number 5, the ratio of two complementary angles is 3 to 7. Find the measures of both angles. So first off, if you have no idea what that word right there means, you're stuck already. And that is the big deal about geometry, is if you make no effort to learn what these words mean, you're going to be sitting there going, I don't even know what they want me to do. And if you have ever read directions and you're like, I don't even know what they want me to do, then you don't know your vocabulary. Complementary means you're looking at two angles that add up to be 90 degrees. So these two angles, the 3 to 7 ratioed angles, are going to add up to be 90. So to make this easy on myself, I'll put a variable with both of these, add them to be 90. And if you're sitting there going, yo, hang on, what? 3 to 7 would be 3x plus 7x equals 90. Because that's what the definition of complementary is. And now I'm looking at like terms. I'm looking at two things that have the same letter that I can now combine, where before I could not. 3x plus 7x is 10x, and that equals 90. I'm going to divide by 10 on each side. And every x is 9. So again, this is geometry. You're going to want to get into a habit of, hey, did they just want the x or did they want something different? And, well, they want the measures of both angles. So here's how easy this is. I'm going to take this 9. I'm going to plug it in to both of those. And voila, I will find out what these angle measures are. 3 times 9 will get me the measure of one of the angles. And then 7 times 9 will get me the measure of the second angle. 3 times 9 is 27. And 7 times 9 is 63. And if you want to make sure you've done this right, then simply add those two things together and make sure they add up to be 90. 27 plus 63. This helps turn the calculator on. 27 plus 63 is 90. Boom, we're in business. All right, number 6, the ratio to supplementary. All right, here we are again. What does that word mean? What does it mean? It means you have two angles that add up to be 180 degrees. My ratio is a 4-to-1 ratio, and those two things add up to be 180. So to make my life easy, 4x plus 1x is 180. Well, now I have two that are like terms. So 4x plus 1x is 5x. I'm going to divide by 5 on each side of the equation. That's going to give me what my variable is. It looks like every x is going to be 36. Remember, this is geometry, so get in the habit of going back and making sure what they ask for. They do not want us to stop here. They didn't say find x. They said what are the measures of both angles. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 36, and I'm going to multiply 1 times 36. Well, 1 times 36 is 36. 4 times 36, it's like it's 144. So I'm going to add that 144 to 36 to make sure I do get up to 180. Again, good way to check your answers. All right. Number 7, the ratio of the measures of the angles in a triangle is 4 to 7 to 9. Find the measures of the angles. Okay, well, they didn't give us a word like complementary. They didn't give us a word like supplementary. They gave us angles of a triangle. So again, this is not a definition, but if you have no idea what the 3 angles of a triangle add up to be, then you're probably sitting there going, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Well, what do 3 angles of a triangle add up to be? What am I going to put right there? If you said 180, I love you. You're exactly right. 4x plus 7x plus 9x is 180 degrees. Because the 3 angles of any kind of triangle add up to be 180. All right, so add up our like terms for 7 and 9. Looks like it's going to be 20x. Divide that by 20. So every x, looks like every x is going to be 9. Now again, they ask us to find the measures of the angles. So I'm going to plug that 9. 4 times 9, 7 times 9, and 9 times 9. And that'll give me the measures of the 3 angles. So 4 times 9, 7 times 9, and 9 times 9. There it is, y'all. 4 times 9, 36, 63, and 81. And again, you're probably going to want to add those together to make sure we didn't do anything silly, because I am human. I will absolutely make a silly mistake. I mean, that's just part of, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was off screen. I will do better. I've taken a month off of making videos, so I got to watch myself from now on. All right, here we go. 36, 63, 81. All right, number 8. The ratio of the measures of the angles in a triangle are 11 to 2 to 5. Find the measure of the largest angle. Well, take it away, y'all. I'm going to say absolutely nothing. You should know how to do this basically from number 7. It's the same type problem. So I'm going to work it out. I'm going to say kind of nothing. Pause this video. And again, don't rely on me. If you're a student, figure this out yourself. Use me just to check your answer. This is how you gain confidence. Go. All right. Hopefully you guys are good. All right, so this video is already at 15 minutes, so I'm going to stop right here. This will be part 1. I'll pick up with number 9 in part 2. It just makes it easier to load, and check below for the link to go to part 2.